Okay, so we are in day 14 today, correct? So yesterday was day 13, right? So we are into day 14. So in this class, we are going to discuss on the planning strategy 40, correct? Planning strategy 40. So till now discussed how many planning strategies? We discussed 10, we discussed 11, we discussed 20 as well, correct? Whereas 10 and 11 are pure make to stock and the 20 was make to pure make to order, where it will consider only sale orders into its account when it is planning, correct? Next, but in this today's class, we are going to discuss the a very important planning strategy, that is planning strategy 40. Okay, planning with final assembly. Okay, make to stock. It is a make to stock strategy, but planning with the final assembly. So what is meant by final assembly? Final assembly is nothing but the finished good only, finished material. Okay, so in this concept, it is being called as final assembly, but don't get confused with the terminology. So final assembly is nothing but simply finished goods. Okay, so what how this strategy works and why it is very important and what are all the functionalities that has been there in this planning strategy 40 we need to understand. Okay, in this planning strategy, in planning with final assembly, the main focus is on flexibility in reacting to the customer demands, correct? So what is the first and foremost point here? So in this planning strategy 40, the main priority or the main flexibility is given to the customer demands. What is meant by customer demands? Customer demand is nothing but a sale order, right? So the main priority will is given to the sale order. Okay, along with that, plan independent requirements is also considered in this kind of strategy. So, as I told right, even yesterday, planning strategy 40, to understand planning strategy 40, we need to understand planning strategy 10 and planning strategy 20 because it is a combination of 10 and 20. Why? Why I am saying that it is a combination of 10 and 20? Because in this strategy, the flexibility or the priority will be given to the sale order as well as to the plan independent requirements. Okay. So incoming sale orders consume these plan independent requirements. Very important point. So when I say that it will consider both sale orders and plan independent requirements, but still there is one concept here. What is that? Whatever the sale orders that has been created for that material will consume the plan independent requirements. Okay, I will tell you with an example so that you will understand very easily. Okay, but this is what the main functionality in the planning with final assembly. That is, incoming sale order will consume the planned independent requirements. Okay, so planned independent requirements left unconsumed increase the warehouse stock as long as they are not adjusted to the customer requirements. Okay, what is that it is saying? Whichever sale orders will consume plan independent requirements, the leftover unconsumed PIRs will increase the warehouse stock. Okay, as long as they are not considered to the customer requirements. Okay? If the customer requirements exceed plan independent requirements, the system automatically creates a planned order for the unplanned quantity in the next MRP run. Okay, so that also we will see what is that it is trying to say. We will see with an example so that you will understand very easily. Okay, in effect planning is higher on this is null fine. So let me go to the other slide. If you see this diagram, you will understand little bit. What is that? In this planning strategy 40, system will consider both your PARs as well as your sale orders. Okay. And first priority will be given to the customer requirements, that is sale orders, and that sale order will consume your plan independent requirements. Okay, very very important. Even when in the interview they will ask how the planning strategy works, 40 works. So you must and should specify this terminology that the incoming sale orders will consume the existing plan independent requirements. Okay. Sale order affects requirements and consume the plan independent requirements. Okay, so let me go to the Excel sheet, right? So I will explain you in the Excel sheet so that it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, so let me take an example. What example? We will take the same Coke example only. Okay, right? This is my FG, correct? So for this FG, in MRP3 view, what is the planning strategy I should keep? 40, right? So then how it behaves, you need to understand. Okay. So let us say that for the month of May 2022, there is an independent requirement, correct? What is independent requirement called LSF, correct? LSF of how much? 400 minus, right? For the month of June 2022, again there is a one more PAR, hence that is known as independent requirement LSF. That is how much? Let's say 300 minus July, July 2022. There is one quantity for the month of July, LSF. It is 200 minus. Okay. My initial stock of this material is how much? Zero. Let us consider zero. Now, when I do the MRP run, what will happen? You know very well what will happen. For these three quantities, three plan orders will be generated for 400 plus, 300 plus, and 200 plus. Correct? That we know. And but now that let us assume that there is a sale order entered. Okay? There is a sale order. Cost Rick. What is cost Rick? Sale order. No. Sale order entered for how much quantity? Cost Rick for let me put here for the month of May 2022. How much? For 200 quantity. Let us assume. Okay. 200 quantity, a sale order has been generated. Now, what is that we are trying to say here? That the sale orders will consume the PARs, correct? Sale orders will consume the planned independent requirements. So, what is meant by consume? If you see, there is a sale order for 200, right? But there is a PAR for 400. So, sale order will consume the PARs. Then, how much this PAR will become? Can anyone tell me, please? Here it is 200. Sorry? Correct. It will become 200 here. Why? Why it became 200 here? Because out of 400, previously it was 400, but your sale order priority will be given to the sale orders first. Okay. So out of 400, 200 is allocated to the sale order, and the rest is left with 200 quantity, and that will be remained as a planned independent requirement for the month of May. Okay. Now when I do the MRP run, what will happen for this same scenario like this, right? So if I enter another row here, okay, row here, it will create PLD ORD for 200 plus, right? And again, it will create one more PLD ORD for how much? 200 plus, correct? And next, let me enter another row here, okay? It will create one PLD ORD for 300 plus. Next, it will create one more planned order, that is PLD ORD for 200 plus. And this is for the month of July 2022. This is for the month of June 2022. And these both are for the month of May 2022. And this is May 2022. Correct? So this is how it behaves. Now let us assume that this customer requirement, this is instead of 200, let's say it is 400. What will happen? This entire row is there, the independent requirement in the month of May for the 200 quantity. Let me put in red. Okay. This entire row will be deleted, removed off, eliminated by the system itself. Why? Because your customer order, the sale order itself is 400, and we are saying that it will consume your planned independent requirements. So this entire row will be deleted, right? Now let us say that the sale order is 500. What will happen? Automatically, what will happen? This 300 is there, right? That will become how much? 200 minus. Because it consumed your May month PARs and still 100 is needed. So it also consumes your June month PAR. Out of 300, it consumes 100. And the June month, the PAR will become 200. And the May month, the sale order will become your 500. And this one will be get deleted. You understand it, right? So that is what the 40 planning strategy, that is how the planning strategy 40 works. Okay, very, very important planning strategy. Okay. Any of the company, you mean you go right, for whoever the client you works, definitely they will be using the planning strategy 40. I'm not sure about 10 and 11, probably some clients might use or might not, depending on the type of material. 20, yeah, 20 also will be used, but the 40 is very much used in most of the clients. Okay, because of its flexible nature. Correct? What flexible nature? So system will not wait till the sale order comes in, but as soon as the sale order comes in, priority will be given to the sale order. So it's a kind of optimization. There is no point of unnecessary piling up of stock in the inventory because it is considering only PARs. No, it also considers PARs, but as soon as the sale order comes in, the priority will be given first to the sale order, and based on that, the PAR reduction happens. Correct? It is reduction has been happening now. The reduction of the PAR happens based on the sale order quantity, and there is an optimization in terms of reducing of the finished goods. So no excess inventory will be created, and eventually what will happen if there is no excess inventory? Obviously your inventory costs will be reduced. When the inventory costs will be reduced, your handling cost will be reduced. So everything is the outcome of this planning strategy. Okay, so that is the reason it is being used widely. Okay, right? So let us say what else? So let us check in the system itself. Okay, and understand how this planning strategy 40 works. And after this, we will also try to understand the two more concepts in the same class itself. Okay. So just let me log in into the system. right? So I'm just logging in. Okay. So we'll take one material. Let me go to MM60, plant is 1710. Okay. I have one material, right? So tone, let me check this. 2973. Huh. Planning strategy 40. So long back I created. So I'll just go to the material master, okay, for you to show what are all the settings. Only the change we'll do for this planning strategy 40 related material is in the MRP3 view, we need to assign the planning strategy 40 in the planning strategy field. That's it. Rest of the things are same. Like the way we create a normal general material. So you can also create in the same way. But the sales view is important. You know very well, right? Because in order to create a sale order, you must need a sales view, no? So sales view is important. Okay. So my sales org is 1710. Distribution channel is 10. So sales view we have maintained already, right? Whereas the transportation group is 0001 and loading group is also 0001. And straight away I'm jumping into MRP1 view. Here the MRP type as usual PD. Okay. Next. Why someone changed the description or what? PD, right? Forecast consumption of planning time phase. Okay, no problem. Okay. And the lot sizing procedure is EX. Okay, and in MRP2, the procurement type is internally produced. Correct? And in MRP3, the planning strategy group is 40. Okay. And consumption mode is 2. And we will also see shortly what is this consumption mode. But for now, keep it as 2 for this example. And my forward consumption periods is 999 months. And backward to the max I have set. Okay. To the max 999 months. Okay, we will see shortly what is that consumption mode and all. And rest of the details are same, like the way we create a method. So we will be creating the same method like this. And now let me go to MD04 and I need to check what is the exact situation of this material 2973 in MD04. If there are any existing planned orders or existing demand or existing sale orders, we will straight away go and delete all these things, right? Because we will keep everything as 00 and we will try to execute and understand, correct? So there are some planned orders, there are some custom sale orders, all those things. So what I will do, right? So I'm just going to the MD62. So double click on that. I'm deleting this, correct? I'm deleting everything. Delete, delete, save this, and I'm going to the sale customer order. So double click on this customer orders tab, go to the change mode, and I'm setting the deletion flag. Okay, for the sale order. I'm setting the deletion. How to set the deletion flag? Click on sales document, click on delete. That's it. Okay, the sale order will be deleted. The reason why we are doing this, because we want to understand the functionality with zero situation, right? And then we will create freshly, okay, so that it will be clear for us. So that is the reason I have just deleted PAR as well as sale order, but plan order is still there. So what I will do now, I can straight away go and delete the planned order. Rather than what I will do, I'll just do the MRP run. That's it. So what will happen when I do the MRP run? There is no demand, then what is the point of having a proposal? I mean supply, right? So automatically it will delete the planned orders also. So delete and recreate planning data. Click on execute. Yeah, it is. The MRP live is executing. So once it is completed, then we will check in MD04. I don't know why it is taking this much time for MRP. We'll wait for 2 more seconds, right? So, okay, MRP live is finished, right? Now, let me open another screen, correct? Slash OMD04, okay? 2973. So net everything is zero, right? So we will try to enter the PARs as well as the customer sale orders, and we will try to understand the functionality, correct? So what is the next step? Where we can enter the PAR in MD61, right? So I go to MD61. So click on enter. PAR for the month of May, let's say 300. For the month of June, 400. For the July, how much? We'll give 500. We'll give, okay. For the month of August, again 200. Okay. For the 4 months, we have spread the PARs. Now come to MD04. Click on refresh. What will happen? You know very well. It is an LSF, and for the PARs, and the minus symbol will be displayed because, one second, I don't know why it got disconnected. Okay, okay, no problem, no problem, no problem, no problem. Right. So where are we? Yeah. So I'm going to MD04, correct? 2973. So the minus will be displayed, right? Because it is a plan independent requirement, and this is a cumulative of the PAR. Now, what is the next step? We will create on sale order, right? We'll create on sale order, and we will try to understand how the sale order will consume your PARs for the month of May. Okay. So what is the T code to create a sale order? VA01, correct? VA01. So before creating the sale order, what I will do, I'll just take a screenshot of this, right? So that it will be easy for us when we after we create a sale order, it will be easy for us for the comparison. Okay, just I'm taking a screenshot of this, and I'll paste it in our day 14 class. Okay, right. Now next I'll write here sale order created in VA01. Okay, now let's go back to SAP. So open another window, right? And order type is OR, and sales org is 1710, distribution channel is 10, division is 00. Correct? Next, click on enter. So my customer, the same customer we will use, right? Because in order to make it simple, to make the processes simple and understand, and this is something from the SD team. So we are using the same customer so that we cannot, we don't want to think much on the sales perspective. For same customer, we are going to, let us think that the customer has created a sale order saying that he need how much quantity. First, let's go with the case one. So the PAR is 300. So let us enter the sale order for 200 quantity. Okay. And unit of measurement is each. Next, plant is 1710. Click on enter. Okay. So click on continue. Double click on this item number. Go to the conditions. Next, here enter this as, what is the missing here? It is showing PPR 0. So PPR 0, click on enter. Next, scroll up, enter the amount. Let's say 5 USD for each piece. Okay. Next, click on back, right? And everything is being took by the system, and the requirement delivery date is on 11th of May only. Okay. Right. Now just try to save this sale order and click on edit. It is asking probably the net weight and gross weight, it seems. So we will enter this net gross weight and net weight we will enter. So gross weight, let's say 6 kg, net weight, let's say 4 kg. Okay. Just enter those two values and then document is complete. Save this sale order. A sale order 2592 has been created. Now go to MD04. If you click on refresh, you see what should happen. You will guess now itself. Your independent requirement 300 will become 100 and a sale order will become from 200 minus. Correct? That is what we have been discussing now. The sale order consumes the plan independent requirements. Okay, so click on refresh. Okay, what happened? Just a second. Which one it is consumed? So let me open that screenshot now. What is the screenshot? 300, 400, 500 and 200. Correct? Now what has happened? 300, it didn't consume the, why? Some settings has been changed or not? Just a second. I'm going to the configuration. So SPRO, SAP reference IMG. Go to the production planning, demand management, plan independent requirements, planning strategy, define strategy. What is a strategy? 40, right? So, oh, okay. This is VSF. You remember, you see, it is VSF. Ours is VSF. Planning strategy 40 is VSF. Planning with final assembly. But if you see here, the stock requirement, what it took, LSF it took. You're getting why it took LSF? Let me go to MD62. I will show you what would have happened. I will go to MD62. You see, we defaulted it to LSF only. Okay. Now what we will do, we will just change this to VSF. It should not be LSF, right? See, these requirement types only determine your functionality, everything. See, what is LSF? LSF is pure make to stock, whereas VSF is planning with final assembly. But for some reason, this has been defaulted to LSF here in MD62. You see, the requirement type is LSF. Rather, it should have what? This should have VSF, no? It cannot be LSF. So for that is the reason it didn't. The plan order did not consume your. Sorry, the sale order did not consume your PARs. So we will do one thing. Quickly, I will just delete this. I'll just delete this MD62. Save this, and we will create a new PARs. Okay, and then we will see. Okay, even I didn't notice it should be VSF. No problem. Let me also delete the sale order as well. Okay, I don't want to confuse, right? So just I'll delete this sale order as well. We can create a new order. Nothing to worry. So I'm going to MD04 back. Correct. Click on refresh. Now net is 0. We're back again. Now go to the create mode. MD61. Click on enter. You see. Go to the items. First change this to VSF. I don't know why it is getting defaulted to LSF. I need to check that. But change this to VSF. Okay. Requirement already exists for the later requirement type version. Okay. Just go to the change mode. We'll see if there is any requirement exists. MD62 standard and all. Why it is disturbed? No requirement. That is fine. So go to the create. Okay. User parameters. See, someone defaulted this. Huh? So it should be VSF. Okay. Okay. Right. Now click on enter. Now it is VSF. Correct. Now same case. What is the same case? 300, 400. Correct. How much next? 500. Right. Next 200. So this is what we entered, even previously, but that was defaulted to LSF. That is the reason it took LSF and the sale order did not consume. Now it is VSF. Now go to MD04, click on refresh. Perfect. Now it is VSF. Next, what is the next step? Let's create a sale order. Correct? So I'm going to VA01. For the month of May, we are creating a sale order for the customer, and sold to party, shipped to party is same. Customer reference, let's enter the same number, and item I have entered, and material is 2973. Okay. For how much? 200, correct? 200 quantity each. Next. So I'm going a little bit speed in the terms of screen navigations, right? Because we know that how to create this sale order, right? So I'll just quickly go and maintain this conditions PRP 0, click on enter. Next, scroll to the up, enter the price for each piece. Okay. Now click on back. Next, click on save. It will ask to enter the gross weight and net weight. So we'll enter those two details. Okay. 6 and let's say 5. Enter. Go back and save. Okay, we have created sale order 2593. Fine. Now come to MD04. Before clicking on refresh, what I will do, let me delete this existing screenshot from the Excel sheet and we will paste the new screenshot, right? So this one, okay. So take the screenshot and paste it in the same sheet. Next, after sale order is created, what is the situation? Click on refresh. So it will become 200 and sale order will become 200. So refresh, right? Correct? Sale order has consumed your plan independent requirements. So let me take this screenshot. Okay. Now what we will do, we will try to increase the sale order quantity. Okay. We will try to increase the sale order quantity and we will understand. So I'm going back to SAP. Double click on this sale order. Go to the change mode. Okay. And enter the sale order from 200 to 300. Right? Saves. Continue. Okay. Sale order has been changed. Now click on refresh. Your entire VSF for the month of May, will be consumed and will be removed off from the system. Click on refresh. Right? It got removed, And if I keep on increasing the quantity of sale order, what will happen? It will also consumes the demand from the existing for the month of June also. Okay, we'll just see that. Okay, from 300, I'll just enter this to 500. What will happen? Simple, right? It will consume the demand which is in the form of planned independent requirements from the month of June also. How much? 200. It will consume the 200 from that. Correct? So that is how your planning strategy 40 works. Priority will be given to the sale order and then whatever left over will be remain as the independent requirements in your as a plan independent requirements. And now we will do the MRP run. Okay. So what we will do, I'm going back and reducing the quantity from 500 to 200 back. Okay. Now what will happen? Your independent requirements will be displayed automatically. If I click on refresh, see, came back. That came back. Likewise, the planning strategy 40 works, and that is what we keep on saying, right? So the reduction happens for the plan independent requirements based on the incoming sale order quantity. Okay. Now let me do the MRP line for this. So click on execute. So once this MRP live is done for the existing scenario, what is our expectation? For each and every demand, right? For the plan independent requirements, it creates one planned order. For the sale order demand, it will create one planned order. And for the month of June, July, August, we have the plan independent requirements. For each and every PAR, it will create one planned order. Correct? So that is what we are expecting. Right? So go to MD04, click on refresh. Correct? Simple. Plan order has been generated for 100, plan order for 200 for the customer order, plan order for 400, plan order for 500, plan order for 200. Right? You understood this why it created, because for each and every PARs and for each and every customer sale orders, it has created the plan order. Okay. Now, if I go to this planned order for this customer order, right? Customer order, which is a planned order, this one, 3081. Okay. And convert this planned order into a production order. Production version required planned order. Achha, there is no production version for this, huh? Okay, no problem. Okay. Seems for this material, there is no PV. So go to C223, 2973, click on enter. There is PV, no? Why, what happened to this? Okay. Routing we have created, right? So alter bomb is 01, bomb is series 1. You can check. Oh, bomb is not there. Okay, no problem. Let me delete this. Okay, check. Task list exists. That's fine. Okay, now going to MM02. See, master data, very, very important in terms of maintenance of master data. If master data is not maintained, so we cannot proceed to do the further processes, correct? So what was missing here? Scheduling profile was missing, right? So I've just entered the scheduling profile. Okay. Now go to here, click on refresh, click on production order, production version required, production version and maintain. No. What is the PV quantity? What is this quantity? Plan order quantity. Let me check. It is for 200. Okay. So if I go to C223, C223, 2973. Oh, lot size is from one only. I don't know why. What is the problem for this? That's not a. That's that's fine then. I was just trying to convert, but why it is showing for the PV issue? That's fine. Not a problem. Okay. Let me convert it this version required. Why PV is there now? That's fine. We can take another metal and we can discuss the conversion of plan. Anyway, the plan order will be converted to production order. That is fine. But I'm just trying to show you after conversion of production order. That's it. Okay. But this is how the planning strategy 40 works. Okay. Now, There is one more concept here. What is the concept? Let me go back to the PPT. Okay. There is a concept known as consumption modes. Okay. What is meant by consumption mode? And you know very well that in MRP 2 view, sorry, MRP 3 view, just write down the planning strategy field. There is a field that we have been discussing all these days, that is the consumption modes, right? And we have been keeping 2 as the consumption mode. Now, what is the importance of consumption mode 2 and what are all the other consumption modes available? We need to understand. Okay, right? So, what are the basic consumption modes available? There are 4 consumption modes. Consumption mode 1, consumption mode 2, consumption mode 3, and consumption mode 4. Okay. Now, what are these consumption modes and how it affects the MD04 we need to understand. Okay. Now, what we will do, let me go to the metal master. Okay. So, MM02 for the metal 2973, right? So, I'm clicking on enter 1710 and 171A. Okay. Now, where we will go? We will go to MRP 3 view. You see here, this is what I was saying about the consumption modes. So in this example, the consumption mode was 2. Okay. What is 2? Backward/forward consumption. Right. So we need to understand this consumption mode. For that, what I will do, I'll just go to the Excel sheet. I will take this same example. Whereas this example, this one. Okay. I will take this same example, this one, or else let me take this example, okay, this example, and I will try to explain the consumption mode functionality. Okay, let me paste this, right? So I will remove this red color, remove this, delete it, put it in like this. Okay. Now, when I create a sale order for the month of May, and if my consumption mode is, what are the consumption modes available? Consumption modes. Very, very important. In terms of interview, they will ask what is meant by consumption mode and how it is going to affect your planning. Okay, there are, what are the consumption modes available? 1, 2, 3, 4. Correct? Even if you see here, 5 also available. In SAP S4 HANA, they had introduced a consumption mode, a new consumption mode 5. So what is 1? What is consumption mode 1? 1 is backward consumption only. Okay. Backward consumption only. Consumption only. Next, what is 2? Backward/forward consumption. Okay. Consumption. Next, what is 3? Forward consumption only. Okay. Forward consumption only. Next, what is 4? Forward/backward. Okay. Not backward/forward. It is forward/backward. And 5 is period specific consumption. Period specific consumption. What is this saying? What is this effect of this consumption modes? And we are setting that the consumption period, the forward consumption periods are 999 and 999, correct? Forward consumption periods and backward consumption periods are 999 what? Months. Okay, to the max we are setting. Now what we can understand from this? If I set this consumption mode as 1, what will happen? System will consume your plan independent requirements which are there in the previous date. Okay, even though there are plan independent requirements in the future date, it will not consume. Why? Because your consumption mode is 1. Okay, but when you set the consumption mode 2, what will happen? First priority will be given to the past date PIR if there is still needed, then it will go to the forward date PAR. You are getting now. Then what is 3? Consumption mode 3. No matter what the past date PARs, system will not consider and it will ignore, and it will only consume your plan independent requirements from the future date. And forward slash backward, first it will check the forward dates, future dates. If it is satisfied, then fine. If not, then it will go to the backward case. Okay, so that is what the consumption mode indicates. Now let's check in the system. Okay, let's check in the system itself, and we will try to understand. Right. So what we will do, I am setting this to 1. Okay, it is a backward consumption only, not forward, only backward consumption. Okay, now what we will do, let's quickly, right, go to MD62. We are using the same material, correct? So go to MD62. What need to be done? We need to, this is again defaulted. Huh? Arey baapre. VSF. Okay. Click on enter. Next, delete the PAR, correct? Save this. Now go to MD04. Refresh, all the PARs will be deleted, correct? I am also deleting the sale order as well. Okay. Since we are practicing now, we will be deleting and recreating, nothing to worry. Okay. So go back and refresh, and there are planned orders existing. So there is no point of this planned orders. There is no demand. Then what is the point of planned orders? So just do the MRP live. That's it. So the system will take care in the deletion of the planned orders automatically. Correct? There is no need to go to each and every planned order and delete. When you do the MRP live itself, since there is no demand existing, so system will take care and it will set everything as 0, 0. Correct? So let us wait for 2 seconds. Right. Now go to MD04, refresh, done. Everything is 0. So now our consumption mode is what? Our consumption mode is 0, 1, no? That is only backward consumption. We need to understand this, right? So what we will do, let's go to the create mode of PARs MD61, correct? First I'll check whether it is VSF. Okay, it is VSF, fine. Now for the month of May, I will enter 500. For the month of June, 300. July, 600. August, 200. Okay, and ours is the backward consumption only, right? Ours is only backward consumption. Okay, now save this. Right, now go to MD04, refresh. This, we already know this. Now go to the sale order, create a sale order, correct? Next, enter the sale order for the month of May, right? And we need to check how the backward consumption works. Okay. So the date is for the month of May. Okay. 2973. Metal is 2973. Next, order quantity, let's say how much? How much we will enter the order quantity? Your PAR for the month of May is 500. Correct? And we are setting that it is a backward consumption only. Correct? Let's enter 400. Okay. Each. Next, click on continue. Double click on, I'm just checking whether plant has been entered or not. Okay, plant was entered, that's fine. So scroll to the left side, double click on this item, go to the account assignment. Okay, go to the conditions. Next, PRP 0, click on enter. Next, scroll to the enter 4 USD. Right, now go back and save this sale order. Click on edit. Okay, gross weight. See, this is routine, like we'll enter the same values and the same nodes. Everything document is complete. So click on save. Now go to the stock requirements. If you click on refresh, we know this why it happened. We know very well, correct? And this is backward consumption only, correct? It never goes. It shouldn't go into the forward consumption, forward dates, and consume this PARs because in the metal master I have entered backward consumption only. So what I will do? I will just go to the change mode of the sale order. Try to increase the sale order quantity. Okay. Try to increase the sale order quantity. How much? 600 will keep. Okay. Continue. Save. Right. Now click on refresh. What has happened? Did it consume from the this month PAR? No, no. Why it didn't consume? Because my backward, it is a backward consumption, only backward consumption. That's it. No forward, nothing. Only backward consumption, or neither backward nor forward, nothing. So that is the reason it will not touch. It will not touch the future date PARs. Okay, you are getting. It will not touch the future date PARs. Okay, now we'll go back. Okay, right, and we'll put it back to 300. Okay, refresh. Okay, now what we will do? What is the next consumption mode? One is completed. Two is what? Backward slash forwards. What will happen in the backward slash forwards? The first example of ours. So first it will go to the backward, it will check, it will consume the PARs. If it is not sufficient, goes to the forward date and it will consume this PAR also. That is backward slash forward. What is only forward? You can also try when you are practicing. What is only forward? It will consider only the future date PAR. That's it. It will not consider your what? The backdated PAR. Okay. So let's do one thing. So we will go to the metal master. Okay. MM02 2973 1710. Let's change this PAR to MRP 3 to 3. Correct? Forward consumption only. Save this. Okay. Now go to MT04. We'll see. I really doubt if I change the Metal Master and if I don't run MRP, I'm a little bit getting doubt. But let's see. Okay. Click on refresh. Right. Click on refresh. It consumed. You saw. You saw. It consumed what? Forward. It consumed the forward PAR. Correct. You are getting now. Now what we will do? I am going back to the Metal Master. Correct. You also need to practice in the same way. Then only you will understand the effect of each and every field. I mean, impact or importance of each and every field. Okay. So now I'm changing this to 4. Forward slash backward. Okay. Forward slash backward. So first it will check for the future date. If it got satisfied, then it will remain the same, or else it will then go to the backdate. Okay. Click on refresh. Click on refresh. It took from the forward date only. Now what we will do, right? So let's increase the sale order quantity. Okay, let's increase the sale order quantity to how much? 700 will keep. Okay, 700. Now click on refresh. So it consumed forward. It forward there are still this much is there now. So it will keep on consuming. So how much extra? We will keep 1200. Okay, so that 500, right? Because why 1200? 400 it will consume from here and 100 then it will go to the backward, right? So I'm going to the sale order change mode. From 700 I'm changing this to 1200. Now what will happen? the future dates PARs, it will consume 200, 200, it will consume. And there is 100 still needed for this system. So it will go and take from this. So click on refresh. You see, correct? 1200 and it took from here now, right? Then it went to backward. First it consumed the forward and then it went to the backward based on the consumption modes. Very, very important. The consumption mode concept is very, very important and it will affect your planning. It will affect your MD04 screen. Okay, even in the support project when you work, right? So the user might enter a ticket. What ticket? The consumption, the MD04 screen is behaving in a different manner from the normal, right? So then you will check in MD04 in the production system. So you will try to check the master data, and there you know the concept of consumption modes, and accordingly you will check in the system whether the MD04 is behaving or it is behaving likewise or is there any other issue. So most probably there might be a knowledge issues for the users. They might not pay much attention on the consumption modes and they simply raise a ticket saying that my consumption mode is sorry, my MD04 screen is not working properly. So then you will let him understand. You will make him understand saying explaining that it is because of the consumption modes, right? So those kinds of issues you will get very frequently when you work in a support kind of projects. Okay, and there might be some other ticket saying that uh, like for us it happened, you know, in MD0 MD62 we thought it is a VSF, but it was defaulted to LSF, and user might say that my planning strategy is 40, but the sale order is not consuming the PAR. So what first and foremost thing what you will check? You will check the MD62. You will check the requirement type. What is the requirement type? Is it LSF or VSF or what it is? If it is LSF, then you will explain the user. See, it is LSF, and for the LSF related MRP elements, system cannot, the sale order cannot consume those. So you need to enter the plan independent requirement with requirement type as VSF. So those kinds of issues you might get in terms of the MRP. Okay, MD04 screens, right? So what in the tomorrow class we will do, you know, I thought to enter some stock also and show you, but since it is a make to stock, right? So the stock also will be taken into consideration while planning. So that we will see in the tomorrow class while keeping the stock, and we will cover one more planning strategy in the tomorrow class. Okay. So you are, any doubts you have in this planning strategy 40?